Hello and welcome to or back to Oracle Mystica. And today we have a new reading for the outlook of March 2022. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm very much so looking forward to this coming month. February, except for the last week. I'm putting this out the last week of February, so that tone may change, but um, most of February has been plagued by Mercury in post shadow. It's sort of going, retracing the degrees. It went reversed, that it reversed over during its retrograde. So a lot of people think once Mercury or a planet moves out of retrograde that it's like free and clear, but it has to go back over these degrees it reversed over, and it still creates a lot of delays and sort of stagnation and feeling like anything new is getting off the ground. And Mercury really does affect sort of like commerce and ideas and pushing projects forward and making the right connections and contracts. So there's just, especially if you're someone, who, especially if you work for yourself, but any kind of job, like there just may have, I don't know, a good chunk of February until the very end may have felt a little bit frustrating. But we're now about to move into March, and all of March, Mercury is in a very fertile place. It will be the first time since we entered the Chinese Tiger Year, which is a very electric, assertive, swaggery type of year. It's the first time since entering that energy that Mercury is also very fertile. So I just feel like there's going to be a little bit of electric energy in the air. We'll be mostly in Pisces season, but then we do come to Spring Equinox, at least if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. Which is just like, it's always like a really fun time. You feel those bubbles of inspiration, and that to me, it's almost like the new year, spring equinox. You kind of feel that like coming out of hibernation, and that energy, and the sun is growing in strength, days are lengthening. Yeah, I just like the transitions that come in March, and I think that planets are in some good spots, and I'm hopeful that it will feel nice to most of us. But let's see. Okay, so we're gonna do 4 piles. And I'm going to, there's a card that wants to come out. Actually, you guys already saw that. Let's see. We're going to shuffle 4 cards. This one, Dangerous Depths. A Steady Pace. Small Influences. You know what? We had this for February, so I'm just going to remove it. We need a new energy, right? Excessive Pressure. And Liason. Okay. So we'll get into the meaning of these when we actually get into the readings, but just so you guys have, let's kind of organize these better so you can decide which. Okay, that looks good. Decide which pile is drawing you in. We've got a kind of an orange tourmaline. We've got, well, I'll hold them up for you guys. So orange tourmaline with Dangerous Depths, water above, water below. So very watery. We've got Steady Pace with Amethyst. Wind above, mountain below. Pretty purples to match the stone. And then black tourmaline. Excessive pressure, lake above, wind below. And then sort of a pink tourmaline, sky above, wind below. Looks like a little tornado coming through there. Okay, so the 4 choices of piles are out. Take a couple of deep breaths. I'll do them with you to kind of push into your third eye, your intuition, your higher mind in picking this. So take a deep breath in, hold at the top, and then out through your nose. Another deep breath in, hold at the top, and then out through the mouth. And now fill into the cards again and pause here if you need a minute to decide which pile is yours. And we will start with this orange tourmaline and dangerous depths as 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. And I will put the timestamps in the description if you want to skip ahead to your pile, and if you're feeling like a lot of energy is coming for you in March, feel free to pick more than 1 pile. Okay, see you in the piles. Hello, pile 1. If this is you guys, you picked the orange tourmaline and dangerous depths card 29 of the I Ching hexagram. So this card in your month is sort of representing the environment that you're going to most, like the greatest thread of something about your environment that you'll be exposed to. And then we're also going to pick an animal archetype to kind of see your attitude and where you're coming from, and see how we can sort of make a strategy to align these to really make the month work for you. So environment wise, this water above, water below, this is like floating down rapids. Like it's just a lot of water really moving you forward. There's no going back. There is rapid action right now, but it can be a little bit perilous because of the every obstacle that the water's trying to move across, and its fast pace and this force that it is of, like, you know, you can't try and swim against rapids. Like that just doesn't work. But it also indicates that those who kind of really stay alert and aware, so kind of like a hyper awareness is being called for, an alertness for this month, that if you face this rapid forward movement and really stay aware of your environment in order to navigate all the dips and things that can actually feel like really fun and bring a lot of fortunate circumstances. So it's sort of almost like the storm of chaos that's clearing the way for calm, beautiful, serene waters ahead. So I don't know if you've ever gone whitewater rafting. It's really thrilling. You know, you do have to be on alert, but once you get through the rapids and you're into this like calm channel at the end of them, it's just like a really like that rush just kind of settles, and just a deep contentment and ease comes in, and a fulfillment. And I think that's sort of what March is going to feel like. I think you're going to kind of go through rapids and go through some calm channels and go through rapids and go through some calm channels, and you just need to kind of like be on board with forward movement, be on board with being very aware and alert, and know that by doing that and facing challenges and facing obstacles with like a little bit of joy and courage in your heart, like you can really clear the way for just like some beautiful ease in your life as well. So a little bit of a up and down, bubbly, exciting, thrilling, a little bit dangerous. This totally feels like tiger energy to me. Tigers are very thrill seeking. So the Chinese year of the tiger is really coming through for you guys strong. Okay, so let's see sort of the general overlay of, ooh, your attitude. You've got this. You got the dragon coming through. You are centered. You are calm. You are coming in with a sort of a fighting spirit, if you will, knowing who you are, what you want, eye on the prize, centered, fierce. You're made for this. Like, I feel like whoever is in this pile, you're looking at those rapids and you're like, let's go, let's do this. So really do keep centered, keep very clear about your motives, your aims, your goals, your hopes, and having that awareness of the best way to navigate through this rush forward that's about to come. And I think that you will land circumstances that feel uniquely and divinely orchestrated for who you are, that match your essence of I am blank, whatever you are. These scenarios and the navigation that you're able to use to get through this just rapid, chaotic forward push is like, it's like taking you to shores that are just like so, it's like you've been manifesting something very specific that you've had your eye on, and maybe it's been really, really slow, but all of a sudden, like, all of these last obstacles to get there, it's like you've gone through a desert and all of a sudden you dropped into these rapids, and it's like all of the obstacles minus this dry spell that could be in your way of manifesting whatever this is taking you to come in one packed, condensed place. But because you've had so much, like a length, that's just what I'm feeling. I don't know why. It's not like these cards are telling me this, but that's what I'm feeling. Like, because you've had this length of time where you've just like walked through nothing or something, like just a desert of nothing. You've had so much time to get centered, to get focused, to calm yourself, to contemplate what you want, who you are, and really, really deeply know this. And it's because you've spent that time getting so centered and contemplating so deeply that all of a sudden the universe is like, you really want it? Here you go. You just have to like do some things to change your situation. And that is going to require you to embrace chaos and change and just, I don't know, there's a whirlwind coming that's landing you somewhere super interesting that you've really thought long and hard about. It could be a place, it could be a job, it could be a person, but something you're manifesting. And yeah, you're just gonna have to like really push through some intense but partially thrilling chaos with a hyper awareness to get there. Okay, so this is, let's kind of, I'm just going to keep these up here to sort of like remind us of this general overlay of energy for March for you guys. And then we're going to look at sort of the 4 main directions of life, in each in their own sort of little mini draws. So the first one will be your sense of self. How are you feeling centered? What do you need for you? What do you need in order to feel aligned with your energy, your vision of life, your sense of who you are and what you want? And then we'll go down into your depths, the soul place where what you need to do to nurture yourself, to nurture your home, to nurture your family, to find your depth and stability. And then we will look at relationships. And then the fourth and last will be sort of career or outer world type of responsibilities. Okay, so starting with self, we're just going to do 3 cards for each of these and then a confirmation card under those 3 cards. So we've got, judgment, massive, 2 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. Okay. Definitely, move these over here. There is, I can never get this straight. Okay. There is a huge, in terms of who you are to you, what kind of desire is driving your motivations forward in life, what you want, your sense of self and centering, your sense of identity, your values, your voice. Something about this is about to enter just like a massive ending and beginning. And I think that for some time you've been juggling a lot on your plate, trying to reach the top of something and feeling just overburdened, overstressed. And this judgment card is coming through to say this is not sustainable, this is not there's elements of this that I think have been beautiful and exciting and really pushed you to learn about who you are. But judgment is coming through to say, like, you need to take a little bit better care of yourself and to really be honest with yourself about what you put on your plate as it affects your centering and your calmness and your nervous system and your stress levels. And it's time to just kind of, instead of like trying to juggle multiple things and carry multiple things and do everything and be everything and expand into life with both excellence and broadness. This judgment is coming through to say, like, pick one. You either be broad or you be excellent. Do you want to be a jack of all trades or excel as a master of one thing? It's not, I think it's saying, like, you need to choose. Do you want to master one thing or do you want to be broad and kind of dip your toes in a lot of things? And it's saying, like, this is the time, the judgment's coming down, you can't do both. You really need to settle something about your patterns, your daily rhythm that's just put too much on your plate. And it's just saying enough is enough. I don't know, this could be around so many things. It could be around work, it could be personal, it could be, I think it's all the things. You just put a lot, your sense of self is just willing to say yes to everything and kind of has eyes bigger than its stomach. So, yeah, it's just kind of like it's time to really listen to your body and look at her. She's just so, even though all this stuff that she's gathering is so beautiful, it's become a burden. Like it's no longer beautiful because she's just like being crushed under it. Um, so yeah, and yeah, there's just something that's just like too much on your nervous system is happening, and it's time to stop that pattern. So let's see what advice with the confirmation cards we can get about this. So judgment's coming through, and what does that mean? I feel like this is the start of March or something. Like these confirmation cards to me are more of like a progression of like, okay, so what happens once you clear some things off of your plate and figure out a better pattern or rhythm for you, like what comes after this judgment? Hanged Man. Four of Wands. King of Cups. Okay. So, yeah, I think that there's something really vibrant underneath all of this for you. Um, let's see. There's just, yeah, like you need to let go of some old perspectives, kind of open up into some kind of divine inspiration, allow yourself to be just really open and aware and watchful around how you treat yourself, how you talk to yourself, what you say yes to, how saying yes or no makes you feel to certain things, certain people. I think your body is really trying to find its balance right now. And this month, by being very observant, like the dragon, like really taking things in, finding your center, taking the time to meditate, taking the time to find your calmness, find your centering, you're really going to come through with sort of just like a new way of being in terms of like letting people support you, working with others, and leading through your heart. Really finding the command of your heart to lead you forward in order to find a certain command, like the dragon of yourself. A calmness, a centering. I really think it's like through connecting to your heart, changing your perspective, turning things a little bit upside down, allowing chaos to happen, and finding your centering within all of it, clearing out the things you don't need that are no longer making you happy, and just like really embracing love that's around you, support that's around you, community that's around you, to do the things that you're not meant to do, to contribute in ways that they can contribute, and giving you this new space, this new security, this new comfort, by allowing a little bit more joy and ease and help and support to, like, that's going to give you the space to listen to your heart and find this new command of where your center is and how to move through life in a way that is a little bit more gentle and easy, but still like really in charge, still boss energy, but just in a way where it's not like you're doing everything. Like, look at these two figures. They're doing everything themselves. They're juggling by themselves. They're holding everything by themselves. And this community is coming in. It's like being a little bit more playful, a little bit more open hearted, a little bit more open to help. And yeah, then you no longer carry the load of everything on your back. You do what you're good at and you let other people do what they're good at. And you all support each other and you really find, yeah, just like you're centering your command. This is your dragon energy. You're a dragon with a deep heart. But you need to find a way to make your life more calm and more centered and more distributed so that you aren't carrying such a burden that's just like really wreaking havoc on your nervous system, I think. And, not allowing you to find your center. So some judgments coming through, you may already know this, you may already be in the work of like, too much. My wellness is suffering. It's time to completely turn how I think upside down and allow things to be different, allow things to be easier. And in doing so, finding your throne and life working for you all of a sudden. Okay, that's where we're going to leave sense of self. Let's move over to your depths, your soul, your home, your family, your what do you need to, how do you need to nurture yourself this season? What's going on with home and family? What kind of self-care is being, what are you being guided towards? Page of Pentacles. Okay. Like it. Death. Okay. King of Wands. Beautiful. Yeah, to me this feels like you're finding right now it's called the North Node. It's a place where the moon crosses the ecliptic. You don't have to know what that means. But that spot, it moves through the zodiac in a 19-year cycle. And right now it's going through Taurus, which has a lot to do with our values and our sense of form and function and our voice. And it's that new starting point of a new 19-year journey. So Taurus energy is kind of going through endings and beginnings. And I think this is something that might be affecting how you nurture yourself, the kind of home environment you're craving. I think you're finding totally new values around this, a new sense of physically what you want your environment to be. Like there's just like brand new energy blossoming through, sprouting through the ground right now that feels very young and fresh and vital and flexible and energetic, which is really beautiful. And I think it's giving you the courage to let go of anything that's been stagnant, to let certain things about your home, about self-care, about family, whatever it could be, all of those things, one of those things. But there's something about your foundations and your sense of depth and stability that is ready to be let go of and become the fertilizer for this new growth. And you're finding a lot of energy and a lot of command, a lot of heart coming through in this. This King of Wands, this is sort of like a Leo king. There's magic, there's command, there's creation power, Yeah, you're really, I love that a king has come through so far in both piles. You're really finding your command. You're really finding your centering for sure. Um, but it is requiring you to go through chaos, to let things explode a little bit. And that's what happens when anything new is happening. And in this case, it's new values, a new sense of how form and function, how you're connecting to form and function down in your home. Like this feels to me like home because it's very physical with that pentacle energy. The page of, and like that new energy that's coming through is very physically oriented, but it could also be like how you are self-caring physically, but also your environment, so your home. I think something's really dramatically changing here, and you're really finding the command and centering of what you want and the ability to manifest it and to have a clear vision. I love that the eye is here with the dragon. Like, have a clear vision of what you're wanting to create and the vitality and courage to step into that and take action and do it. Okay, let's get some confirmation cards for these. Devil, Queen of Swords, Two of Swords. Okay. Yeah, I think, there's been some attachments. It's almost like, you've been dreaming of letting this physical home type space or body type space be revived, but you've been too attached to certain old values that have really stagnated that process. And different values are coming through. So this is sort of like an urging and a not quite a warning, but it's just like a message that in order to allow this like really new, vital, fresh sense of value and material connection to life, in order to really tap into that and let it grow and explode onto the scene, like you need to really work at taking a look at what your attachments are in the foundations of your life, home, family. What are your values there? What have your attachments been? And what is it time to just allow to kind of crumble and become chaotic and move through like you're moving through rapids? Just let it all kind of come out, bubble out, and plow forward through them into something new. But yeah, there's some attachments to some old values that you're still just clearing out. And I think this water above and water below is just really pushing it away this month, like really pushing you through those old attachments with force. Is like not going to let you hold on to any kinds of attachments that have held you back from this fresh energy coming through. And then this Queen of Swords could be like the Queen of Sorrows too, with this Death card right here. It's just like she's centered, she's calm about what's being let go of. This could show that mentally you're ready. Physically, it's like your body. Like, I think you need to do a lot of breath work. I don't think in mind that you're still holding on to attachments, but something in your body still has some attachments to some old values. So, like, some breath work, being really physical with exertion, like that could be a big form of self-care this month, of like really activating your body, pushing it in terms of aerobic activity. pushing some of these attachments that you're not like conscious of. It's not a mind thing. It's like your body's still holding something, and you just need to let the waters come in. You need to sweat it out. Because mentally you're there. You're ready to cut the cords. You're ready to ignite a new way with clear focus and a nurturing ability to hold both grief for the past and eagerness for the future, and understand how those two things working together are a very elegant energy. And it's like witnessing life and rebirth and death all in one moment. And she's really calm. She's got that dragon energy. She's calm about this. She's ready for it. And she's very elegant in how she's holding this. And then the King of Wands here with the Two of Swords under it. I just think that you're really finding your balance. A lot of times Two of Swords can show sort of like some indecision and fence sitting. But in this instance, I feel like it's just like you are in this perfectly aligned, centered, calm place with allowing life to, in your foundations, in your home, in your self-care, in your family, something like you're just very calm and centered about letting these things both fall apart and freshness come up. She's holding the night and the day, the chaos and the creation. And she's totally centered and balanced and stable and able to hold it both with just complete calmness. You know, again, like both of these cards just completely have this dragon energy. Just like calm, ready, able to hold both the grief and the excitement of it, and just steady, aware. There we go. Okay, let's look at relationships. Well, we got 3 that fell right out. Let's see. Oh, 4. Should we take it? We'll take them all. Okay. Okay, Ace of Cups. That's beautiful. 2 of Wands. 4 of Swords. 9 of Wands. Okay. This again, like I want to kind of reorder these. I think there's been like there's been some stagnation. There's been some battle wounds, not necessarily like fighting or contention or conflict in relationships, but it's like the relationships you do have, it's like you have gone into battle with your partners, with the other important people in your life, whether that's a spouse or anyone that you have a close one-on-one relationship. Even can be like an attorney or an agent, anyone who advocates for you. There's some deep battle wounds that you've been through with others, and you've kind of been in recovery mode the last month or year. I don't know. Depends on the person. Like for some, I feel like you've had some respite, some recuperation in the past month, and some of you, I think this is deeper and longer, and like, but you're coming out of recuperation mode. And this is what's coming as we get further into March, is like a whole new connection to your heart, new love flowing through. If you're single, it's a beautiful month to meet somebody. Um, yeah, that Ace of Cups is feeling a sense of like having entered the flow of life and really connecting through your heart really deeply, both with yourself and with others, and just like lightness and joy coming out of you. So, like, yeah, you're moving out of this recuperation from like having been through it with others, not against others, but like, yeah, into just like something really overflowing and beautiful and light and joyful and easy coming through. So once again, I mean, this is coming through so far in all of them. Like this environment is like just like letting go of this old baggage. It's just really clearing out, but you have to let it do that, and it's a little bit of a ride to let this all out. Let all this past baggage out. But it's leading to such beautiful, calm waters, and so far in every area of your life. And this Two of Wands is finding a vision. It's finding a new spark for life, finding a revived sense of hope and order. So around relationships, it's just like, even if you don't find someone, if you're single, it's like you know what you want. You have a vision. You have an understanding of what you're looking for and who's acceptable in your life and who to open to and who to have boundaries with. And then if you are in a relationship, it's sort of like, like, I don't know what's gone on, but like there's been like deaths within the relationship, and almost like I don't see it as separation in terms of like there's been contention or conflict, but you guys have just needed space to do some personal work and personal healing. But it's like it's all coming back together in like a renewed beauty and romance and heart connection, and joy and fun is coming through here. So that's really beautiful to see. Okay, let's get some confirmation cards. Yeah. Oh, Two of Wands came through twice. That's huge. Yeah, like you've been you have been needing your space in relationships to re-find your centering, to re-find who you are. Nothing really works in life if we don't have a sense of our own center and self. And you've really, really been working on this. And you're emerging as the dragon that you are. You've found your center, you found your calmness, you found your distinct rhythms and creativity and purpose. And you're coming out of this, and you have Two of Wands under Two of Wands. Vision is coming through because you're so centered, because you are the dragon this month. Maybe always, maybe that's who you are as the dragon. But you're really finding your vision. You have something in your crosshairs relationally. So if that's single life, that's knowing exactly who or the kind of who you're looking for and a hopefulness about it. If you're in a relationship, it's like a new vision for who you are together, a new hope, a new dream together that's just really rekindling this beautiful love that's here and expanding. Some material situations could be creating some new stability that you guys haven't felt for some time. Um, yeah, there's some movement of material life that I think is helping to sweep the old out and revive some sense of stability that maybe has been lacking. That's kind of put, maybe that's what this battle, the battle wounds have been about, is like some sense of lack materially, whether that's in your personal life, so you've felt, I don't know, unsuitable to try and court the type of people you have wanted to court, like not good enough. Or if you're in a relationship, just like some lack has made life a little bit stagnant and struggly in some ways. Um, but that's changed. Something's materially more stably coming through, that's helped this recovery, that's pushing you into this new beautiful energy and a whole new organization. You have to let the old forms of your relationship die. You have to let it all get swept through with this intense force of water coming this month. The old structures of what your relationship were are gone. You need to let them go. A whole new order, a whole new vision is coming through. Let the old structures go and a new order, a new vision come through here. Yeah, wow. A lot of change coming through for you guys. This is exciting. Okay, last thing, let's look at career real quick. Oh, lovely. So in February, the reading I did for that, every single pile had sort of oops, really rough career read. So this is beautiful energy to see. 10 of Pentacles, commerce, flow of the material, connection, that's both bringing physical energy to you, values to your purpose, but also it's just like it's moving around you. People are wanting to flow with you, through you, materially, professionally. You're really feeling on top of the world here. People want to be in business with you. You have the centering and the foundation. This guy has that dragon's energy, like a calm, centered eye, a knowing of what's right and wrong for him, and what to let into his center versus the periphery, because there's so much movement and excitement and stability and wisdom materially. Like I just think, yeah, like, whew, career, if it was very stagnant in February, is making up for it in March. There should be a lot of movement and a lot of excitement here. Completely new path coming through. You're jumping from one way of being into a whole new realm. Yeah, this isn't just sort of like a new start, a new interest, a new path professionally. You're leaping into a whole new territory, but entering it not as like the beginner or the intern. You're entering it as the star, as someone expansive and exciting and magnetic and impressive, fierce. Yeah. Huge new start that's not just a meager entry level position. Like, you're coming onto the scene of something with gusto. Woohoo! Okay, let's see confirmations. I always roll a dice after I've done all the readings so I don't influence them to see which pile is mine. And I'm like, please. So far, I'm like, let it be number one. I can't imagine any. Who knows? Maybe the other piles will be just as magnificent, but I'm like, I would like this pile. Whoops. I'll take them both. Yeah. Okay. Amazing. You've been hurt in terms of your standing in the world. Maybe you've not quite figured out where you fit professionally, what you want to contribute to the world, what you want to master or have an authority in, and everything you've tried is just kind of like led to heartbreak and led to confusion and led to murkiness. And you're starting to listen to your soul. You're starting to listen to something, a deeper, deeper voice inside of you versus like what you think you're supposed to do or what other people tell you to do or society tells you to do. You're listening to something much deeper and you're walking towards it. And it's bringing a much easier flow, a much more fluid sense of self to you in your position in the world, a much more aligned, strong, resilient energy around you. And you step in as the emperor. You leap through into this new path, the full, totally new thing. You leap through this as the emperor, completely in control of this, completely centered and calm and fierce and majestic and magnetic to watch. So congratulations, whatever is coming. But yeah, again, it's sort of like let the waters of life, let these old ways of feeling and being in career and aspirations, take it away and really start following your very distinct personal bliss because it's leading to just amazing things. Okay, this is your reading, pile one. I'm very excited for your March. So if you enjoyed this, definitely subscribe, leave a thumbs up, let me know in the comments which parts really connected for you, what your hopes are. I wish you guys the best March. All right, see ya. Hello, pile two. If this is you guys, you picked a steady pace, wind above, mountain below. And this is the 53rd hexagram from the I Ching. So in this reading, this card to me, oh, and you picked the amethyst. We'll just put it over here. In this reading, this card is sort of indicating the main thread around the environment that you're going to be exposed to in the month of March. And this card has a lot to do with like, if you think about aging a fine wine, there's something really taking its time to develop in your life. And so things could feel a little bit slow this month, but at the same time, because you know, like your values are so connected to creating quality over quantity, you're really investing. This is showing a lot of energy about investing in your future and understanding the importance of slow growth. Like some of the most beautiful things in nature have developed over eons. So it's just like you have this vision, you have this knowing of the steady steps you need to take. And I think that this card is showing sort of a pleasure in doing so. So not completely like this frustration around the slowness, but sort of a pleasure in the investing of what is taking place. Like something really rich and deep and beautiful is marinating in your life right now. And even though it's not ready, I think you're feeling that value and kind of reveling in it and doing everything you can to kind of take care of it and create the right environment and making sure like it's really developing nicely, whatever this is. Okay, so we're going to pick an animal archetype card as well to see more about like the attitude you have stepping into this. And then how to, looking at the environment versus your attitude, like what does that signify? How might this work? What is the best way to work with these two things? So the shark. Yeah, you are forward moving. You are magnetic. You are showing your teeth maybe a little bit this month. Coming in with a fierce no, I don't want to use like the word predatory, even though that's what came to mind, but just like this knowing of what's yours and what's value. You have something in your crosshairs and you'll be fierce about protecting that investment, which is this. But yeah, you're confronting things this month. You're moving forward. You're being very fierce about whatever this feels like to you, whatever kind of slow growth investment is being felt in your environment. You're really protecting it. You're being assertive about it, and you're moving forward to make it more and more real. So we're going to put these up here just to kind of like remind us of these overarching influences of your March. And now we're going to do 4 mini draws, just like 3 cards with each of them, and then some confirmation cards too, that are about like what I see as the 4 main directions of life. So your sense of self, your self-centering, your depths, which is like your stability, how you nurture yourself, your home, your family, relationships, and career. Okay, so first to look at your sense of self, what you need for you to feel passionate, centered, alive, vital, driven, all those good things. Got, beautiful 10 of Cups. Queen of Pentacles, yeah, total queen energy here. Materials. The Devil. Okay. Yeah, there is you do have a deep earth vein in you for sure. The understanding of investing, of growing, of that slow and steady building in your life. You have, an elegance in how you're doing this and like to nurture others through doing it. But you also have like a very deep attachment to, like, your sense of self is very attached, I think, maybe to feeling wealthy or stable or physically pleasing. You're willing to work hard for it. You're willing to wait for it. You're willing to invest in it. But there's always a little bit of a warning with the Devil of like, what's maybe a little too attached to, like too, um, um, you know, I think this shark energy is going to kind of come in and help, like being a water energy, kind of help you move a little bit. I think when a sense of self is so attached to the material realm, there can be just like a little bit of stagnation and flexible principles, if you if you will. And I think the shark is coming in here to help you confront some of this and to see clearly what these attachments are and how to sort of move past them so you can just be like a little bit more magnanimous and fluid. Exactly, that's where this 10 of cups is coming in. Yeah, I think this shark is helping you to come in and confront this devil energy around certain attachments you have to the material side of life and your sense of identity and self. To bring more fluidity, to bring more heart, to bring more caring for the diversity of potential in life when you're not so fixated on it being a certain way and having certain expectations and appearing a certain way. You're confronting something in your attachments to create a little bit more harmony and fluidity in your sense of happiness, in your sense of self, and allowing this, you have a natural, your sense of self is naturally very elegant in the material world. It's just like there needs to be a little bit more fluidity in terms of how you hold expectation there and boundaries there, and like silo yourself off from experiencing the diversity and potential in life in very different ways in other realms. Okay, let's look at some confirmation cards to see what else is going on here. Maybe a clue of how you're confronting this, how to do this, why you need to do this. Yeah, more heart. Okay, these two cards are very much so related. Five of Discs and the Hierophant. There could have been some stagnancy in this realm, this material realm for you, because life has needed you to develop values that were not completely material, that were a little bit more spiritual. And this is indicating that you have been doing this work. You already have been confronting this, but maybe it's just like making it a little bit more conscious this month. And it's almost like intuitively you've been doing this, but maybe it's like coming more acutely into awareness and clarity and consciousness of like why you've been forced to go with a little bit of lack in your life when you feel so deeply like you are a Queen of Pentacles, like a queen of the earth, of the material realm. And it's been about, just like really needing to have less attachment to the material in order to allow the material to work for you, and to have a more diverse set of values in order to make your fine wine that is your sense of self and your life grow and develop properly. Have the correct nutrients to feed your life. You've needed to diversify your values outside of the material realm. So you've been sort of forced to do that. And I think this month you're going to have a big recognition of why that's been, and an opening, a releasing of this attachment, and allowing life to be, yeah, just like more diverse and more fiery. And yeah, the shark and the King of Wands for sure. Like you're going to find your centering as a little bit more of a passionate person, um, to match this sense of yourself that is like very materially commanding. This opening up of different kinds of values is going to bring a fire inside of you to help move life a little bit more, to bring more harmony, to make you more flexible and open, and your sense of self nourished in more diverse ways, to create more generative energy around who you are, hence what drives you. Okay, that's really beautiful. Or, like maybe some tough things to confront. But I think the message there is beautiful, and it's really going to push you to like be more open and varied and harmonious with who you are in this life. Okay, let's look at home life, your stability, your foundations, how self-care needs to go this month. Yeah, just want to take that one. Okay. Couple of threes, that's cool. Okay, so I think I think you have got it down, like how to nurture yourself, what your soul needs. I think you've got this down really well. And in March, you're going to have the space to take care of yourself the way you can and have the capabilities of doing, and really have a calm, fierce centering around protecting your spaces, your people, just bringing a lot of heart and beauty into the depths of your soul and your life and the people that share those soulful spaces with you. And a lot of support, a lot of fun, a lot of opening up to, like opening your home up to friends, to family. I see you really moving a lot of energy in terms of what brings you a sense of stability in life, in a very creative, fluid, exciting way. Like definitely this shark is kind of coming through to me here of like really knowing what you want and how to set that in motion and bring life and vitality to initiatives, to pushing things forward down in your depths, in your home spaces, in your family territory. Like you're really activating energy here and really feeling in command of that, and opening this space up for joy and communion, and yeah, just like some really beautiful, this feels very fluid and easy, this realm this month. King of Swords, we've got two kings down here, Three of Cups to match two threes. Three of Cups is big. Yeah, you really need to open your home up to community. Not just anyone, not like the public. Just like throw a random open house. I mean, no one's going to do that. But to the people you love, whoever feels like friends as family or family, like really opening your home up to people and like infusing it with energy. and sociality, that there's something about that that will really feed your self nurturing, feed your sense of stability and growth. Um, and you're definitely like the hostess. This is your home. This is not like, that's fine and all to go out and socialize other places. I think that would fall a little bit more under the self one, but like this is you hostessing something for sure. And okay, let's get one more card out before I go through all of it. Um, okay. So yeah, you're generating energy down here, down in your home. You're connected to your heart. You're communing. There's something you're really illuminating that's sort of new and vital. And there's like a new mental command around the vision of your home and your security and your self-care. And it's helping you to this, like this King of Swords is this eagle sitting on top of the Wheel of Fortune. Like there's a vision coming through. And you've had your sights set on it. Some big change is coming around your home. And maybe it's this change, even though this came out last, maybe it's this change that's really generating like new, fresh sociality down in your home life. It could go one way or the other. Like maybe this change ignites the sociality, or maybe something about creating more movement and sociality in your home that kind of shifts an energy and moves home and soul and depth into some sort of new phase. But yeah, just it feels very alive, very vital, and some new phase is coming, and you've really got command of this. So there's not much I can say. I think you know already what's going on here, and you've got control of it. So good for you. Um, yeah, this is, I think, going to be an easy spot for you in this month, and exciting as well. Okay, let's look at relationships. Strength upside down. Seven of Swords. Three of Pentacles. Okay. There's a mixed bag here. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why. Forgive me if this like is offensive and it doesn't probably apply to everybody, but the even before a card came out, this word came into my head of like a a door stoop, like you've been someone's doormat, I guess. You've been a doormat in a relationship. Your heart has been a little bit stepped on. And I think you've been grasping a little bit too be to either understand a partner or some romantic interests world, and that it's like you've you've been like social media spying or something, like figuring out who their friends are, who their past relationships have been, kind of like gathering data and information to help you kind of I don't know if it's to help you try and step back into your heart or for them to see your heart, but something's been a little bit wonky for sure with a relationship. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing, but there's something about this image that's like really bizarre to me. Um, it's like a flower snake with the head of a girl who's stealing eggs. Anyway, it's really definitely strangely mystical. Um, yeah, I don't know. I want to see what the confirmation cards say on this, but there's some kind of stuckness, murkiness. Um, Things have been very unclear in a relationship, I think, and this is indicating that in March you might need to confront this a little bit with your sharky shark. Um, has there been some deceit? Have you been spying? Is that fair? Is that helpful? I don't know. But most of all, like, why does your heart not feel strong or seen the way it deserves to be? Yeah, you need to confront this because the energy that wants to come out is this Three of Pentacles of being very much so a part of like a daily organization of life with somebody, part of the workings, part of the clockwork with someone's life. Um, Knowing your place, like I think maybe there's some lack of definition of what this is and you really want it defined so you understand how this is working. Let's look at the confirmation cards to get a little bit more about this. It's definitely so far the tough spot of your month. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I think that this is going to have two polar outcomes depending, some people are going to have one outcome and some will have the other. Um, but we're done. We're done with this murky, weird energy, this undefined, not feeling like your heart's been cared for, this trying to peer into this other person's life to figure out how to belong with them. This is coming to an end, and it's a definite end. So either whoever this is about, and it feels very much so romantic to me, whoever this is about is either going to transform and step up and put you into the harmony of their life, the flow of their life, completely embrace you, like really step up to the plate as a true partner. Or it's going to set you free to find the happiness you deserve. And I really do think that this could have either outcome, and some of you may have one outcome and some the other outcome, but like I think a decision is absolutely coming and a transformation is happening that will just like spur this, something's happening to enforce that a decision needs to be made here. But whatever the case is, whatever does happen, just know that whether that's this person really turning around and embracing you in their life and making things much more clear and ordered and part of a true unit that's daily enmeshed daily and integrally, or whether it's letting go of this thing, it's freeing your heart to be alive again and to feel in the flow of life and to feel open to the love that it deserves, to have this strength seen, to have your heart's courage and courage and gentleness embraced and seen and valued. So whatever this judgment is, whichever way it goes with whoever this might be about, or maybe it's I mean, I do want to say for the majority of you, it's a romantic thing, but it could be some other relationship. Whatever the relationship this is, it's a decision's going to be made that is freeing your heart to be more harmonious and alive and in flow with life the way it should be. Okay, moving on to our last one, to career. Honor, something beautiful. Yeah, I heard the word honor come through. Some kind of recognition. You're really, whatever your aspirations are, whatever your position in the world is, or the kind of authority or mastery you have of something, it's really being seen in the world and honored in beautiful ways, whether that's actually like formally honored in some way or just like really seen and witnessed by the world. There's something in your what you hold responsibility in and authority and command of in life that's just really solid in March. I do feel like it's something a little bit more in the feminine realm, like not necessarily a CEO or some executive of some sort. It's just a little bit more mysterious, intuitive, romantic. But there's something in what you put out to the world and what your excellence and mastery is in that's yeah, just like deeply intuitive, and it's being seen for the magic that it holds. And it's really like I'm seeing this dandelion sending the seeds out. It's sort of like you're really touching a lot of people. Like the currents of life are taking news of whatever this is, of who you are, and spreading it out into further reaches of the world than you've touched yet, and really planting new seeds and bringing you new witnesses and helping you to move your ideas, to move this beautiful thing you have to share with the world, to move it towards more people, towards more connectiveness, towards the light it deserves. This is very lovely. Okay, let's get some confirmation cards. See, here in your profession, you have strength upright. Like you feel much more. This is like, in a way, kind of another sun card, Leo-esque in manner. You feel very seen and witnessed. This is showing that whatever this is, it has been a heavy load to carry. You do have a lot on your shoulders. Um, but I think it's paying off. You've put a lot on your shoulders. It's been a long trek um, through career. Um, yeah, there's been some obscurity in the last bit. This has been a tough trek to get to the beauty that we saw up here. There's been a lot of confusion. There's been meandering paths. There's been a feeling, a sense of a lot on your shoulders, of stress, of having to carry too much of life um, on your back. Um, but you're getting the traction you deserve this month, and a lot more clarity is coming through, a lot more understanding of who you are and the direction you need to take, and a real deep connection to your intuition of like where you need to take your talents. You're intuitively tapping in, dreaming up where you need to take your gifts and talents into the world, where this wind needs to take what you have to give in order for you to shine the way that you know you can. Um, and yeah, whatever this is coming through with that, having heard the word honor, pay attention to where this comes from. Who is honoring you, and what can that say about like where you need to take your gifts? What can you intuitively tap into about the way you're being honored to help you find your strength and focus and move out of like, you need to move out of this meandering, this lostness, and this burden towards being a little bit more in your heart and command. So pay attention to where any honoring comes from, because it's giving you insight and clues as to how to move from these energies towards these solar, lighter energies. These are kind of dark and dense. You're holding a lot, you're stressed, you're meandering, you're lost. And these are light, you're in command, you're seen. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to say is like pay attention to where any honoring comes from, and it will help kind of illuminate and clarify a more straight, direct path. And this is, again, I mean, the shark is showing up as like there's just a lot you're confronting in March to move past, to uproot, to witness, to move past. And so you're moving past these heavier energies in career towards more of a spotlight and an ease. So, yeah, I think that's beautiful. There's definitely like some tough things for sure to confront this month. I think, especially around relationships and a little bit in career, I think your home territory is the most comforting, easy spot that I think is beautiful because it's like your foundations and where you can find security. So really lean into that home area to feel more stable and held as you kind of confront certain things coming more, becoming more clarified in your patterns and life. So I think you're going to end the month having like really done some deep work and putting yourself on much more vital paths. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave you, pile 2, and have a very happy March. If this reading resonated, really hit for you, definitely be sure to subscribe to get more of my readings. Leave me a nice thumbs up, and I would also love to hear in the comments what resonated, what didn't. Always interested to hear how this hits for people. So, all right, see you in the next reading. Hello, pile three. If this is you guys, you picked excessive pressure, the 28th card of the I Ching hexagram. Lake above, wind below, along with black tourmaline. And let's put this over here. This card in this reading is meant to kind of indicate or show like a main, like the main theme of your month, kind of the environment that you'll be in. And then we're going to pick an animal archetype also to show sort of the attitude that you have coming into the month, so we can see sort of how they align and how to kind of make them best work together. Okay, so this excessive pressure to me is sort of like a dam being at a breaking point, or a bridge that's on the verge of collapse. Like something has become old and no longer able to contain the forces and the weights that it was designed to hold up or keep in place. And this, for some of you, could feel like a relief, like you're just waiting for that, for some sort of energy to break through, like your life has been very, very stagnant or something, and you're just ready for things to fall apart in order to completely remake it. And for some of you, this might be a terrifying prospect. It certainly does not mean that your whole life is going to fall apart this month, that there might be a specific focal thing that is like coming into a moment of crisis. But there is opportunity here to see what you're made of, to jump into the fire and see the hero that you are and the hero of your own life or others' lives, to completely see a new quality come through about who you are and what you're capable of, and that sparks like a whole new desire and direction in your life. It feels like one of those moments where something happens and there was a before that moment and an after that moment, and it's completely different. Everything after that moment has completely changed like your outlook on life. And I feel like one of these moments is coming this month. It might be about a very specific niche area of life, or it could be very dramatic, and as I said, just like there was life before and life after, or it could be like there was this living situation before and this living situation after. Like it could be very niche or very all encompassing. So I think there might be a spectrum. But that being said, definitely like a breaking moment coming through in March for you guys. And I'm not surprised so far, the first two piles, that seems to be the energy coming through is like just movement and change, and so much old being swept away. Okay, so let's draw you an animal archetype and see kind of where your attitude and perspective and personal energy is this month. Earthworm, the beginner. Yeah, the depths, the root. You're down into the trenches, the soils of your life, like really aerating things. Making the soil softer in order for seeds coming up to break through. So to me, this is actually very exciting. I think that you've already been working on kind of creating more fertile energy and environments in your life. You've been working really hard, slowly, diligently, feeling like an imposter, like a beginner, like a yeah, like, is anything I'm doing making any difference at all? Um, down in the soils, you just have to use your senses. You can't use your eyes. There's been no direction other than your own perceptions, and your own intuition. But you've had a deep knowing that you're recycling things and you're loosening something, making things more fertile and rich in order for life to grow. You've been really entrenched in it, and this is the month where, those new seeds are going to penetrate the surface of that soil and come out into light into the world. So all the work you've been doing, I really think, whatever it again, whether it's around something specific or broadly, this is the month where you're going to finally feel that breakthrough. So I think this is a little bit more exciting than, frightening, and I think a lot of you have been waiting for this moment. So okay, we are going to now look at the four main directions of life as I see them, which is your sense of self, which is like how you feel centered, your sense of identity, what gives you motivation and passion and drive. And then we'll look down at, the roots of your life, which is your soulfulness, how you, need to nurture and be tender with yourself. And then, sort of like it also contains like home and family down there. And then we'll look at relationships and lastly, career. So these will be just like these four micro readings, just like 3 cards each with little confirmation cards, getting kind of the outlay for the main directionals. Okay, sense of self. 9 of Pentacles upside down. Oh, I love the colors in this. That turquoise bird and her yellow shirt. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, those are doing it for me. Just had a moment. Okay. 5 of Swords. Okay. Five of Cups. All right, so some 5 energy going on. Yeah, I mean, 5 numerologically is a lot of change. Um, uh, yeah, so sorry, I'm just trying to make these 3 energies make sense together. You're at a crossroads right now in terms of finding your centering, who you are. I think having been like in this worm energy where you're really underground and kind of doing things more intuitively and instinctually, it can be really hard to find like a really solid, stable grasp of who you are. You've just like become an instinctual person, without a real centering or clarity of what you're doing or why. You're just like completely tapped into instinct. Um, and I think this month, you're kind of needing to rise above the soils with whatever is pushing through as well and transform. I think you're transforming into this beautiful bird. You need to like come out of the soils, rise above this instinctual work you've been doing to see a view of yourself, of your pulse, of your heartbeat, to see the crossroads you're at so that you can know the best way forward, which is just kind of rising above the crossroads and doing some kind of integration. Um, and I'm seeing, like, I think that you are a very process oriented individual. You know how to be productive, you know how to create rhythms. That's what you've been doing. You've just kind of gone into process. And new fertility, like, yeah, I mean, to me, this is just like you have been down in the soils with your process, but you're going to come back up with whatever's breaking through your surface of your life this month, and you're going to become this bird that now has, because you've taken the time to grow and create rhythms and systems that you weren't really sure what they were doing. All of a sudden you come out and there's this abundance for you, and you just become very light and kind of welcome your own energy back into your heart. And this, to me, it's not even like, I don't even think you need to share this with others, but it's like an update in wardrobe. I look at those earrings. Oh my gosh, they're just like amazing. Her little outfit. Like, I think you're just like getting back into your groove of who you are, playing dress up, buying new clothes, updating your look, just reveling in some kind of abundance that you've created without even knowing that you've done so, because your head's been so down. And just in this instinctual rhythm of trying to make something about life work. And the whole time, this is what's been happening. You just couldn't see it because you had to be down in this process. And this raises you out of this like feeling of crossroads, this feeling of like, why isn't life working for me? Who am I? What am I? Am I floating? Am I growing? Am I part of someone? Am I independent? Am I, it was like this thing of like, who am I? But I think this month you're rising above that attitude, that question, and you're all of a sudden seeing this magic you've created, and it's just time to like, yeah, kind of indulge in who you are. Just revel in it. You don't need to share it with anyone. Just feel life, like you are feeling life sensually, perceptually, in a whole new, clear, vibrant, energetic way. And you just need to hoard that to yourself and just enjoy it and refamiliarize yourself with who you've become, because you've completely transformed and you've risen above this sort of like, what am I? Who am I? Don't know. I'm just instinctually doing things compulsively to try and make something about who I am work. And it's worked, damn it. Look at you. Okay, let's get some confirmation cards. I love this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're really coming into your colors this month. I love it. I love it for you guys. Again, 5 of Cups. Every single pile in one of the little micro sections has had a double thing like that. 6 of Discs. Let's put that under the Pentacles. And 6 of Cups. Beautiful. I just dropped a card. Sorry, guys. Hold on one second. If you don't get it now, I will totally forget that I dropped it. Okay. Okay, so yeah, this is really beautiful. You are completely leaving behind this sense of a lost identity, this sense of missing who you used to be, not seeing certain things about who you still are, and just like, yeah, just kind of like crying over spilt milk about something about who your own centering and who you believe yourself to be. Like, you're really leaving that behind this month. Because underneath all of this five energy, there's been that compulsion of change, churning away at things as the earthworm. And you've been so caught up in all these unsureties, uncertainties, incapabilities of deciding who you are and where to go, that you haven't realized that these compulsive processes you've still engaged in under your surface have completely transformed you all of the sudden. And you're reconnecting to like who your childhood self was, reanimating something about your inner child that's got lost and now is like reconnected, and physically, materially, it's really boosting something. Like, I feel like this isn't just like a way you look vibe in terms of like your style. I think your body is transforming too. And that's what I'm getting more with this Six of Discs rather than a material thing, like money. It feels like body to me has found its stability, has found some sort of new harmonic balance, which is bringing some feedback and attention and positive energy both in you, and it stems from you because you're loving this new energy you're feeling, hence other people are starting to love you in a new way that you haven't felt. It's not like all of a sudden other people see you physically transformed. I do think we experience that in our culture. You know, someone loses a lot of weight and all of a sudden you're paid more attention to. But I also think that there's something that goes on when you feel more vital and connected to your own body. You're putting that out yourself, and it's just being kind of reacted to. So it doesn't even mean like maybe you didn't lose weight, but you found a new sense of self-love, like whatever it is, like you're just like much more connected to your body in a very positive, balanced, harmonious way. And it's bringing certain feedbacks that are really supportive and beautiful and energetic into your life. So yeah, really cool. It feels like a full transformation of your sense of who you are. Complete transformation after so much time just being lost about it, I think. Okay, so let's move down into the roots of your life, possibly where little Wormy's been for there might be a lot of energy down here, we'll see. The breakthrough, it feels like the breakthrough could be coming big here as well as in your sense of self. Queen of Swords. King of Pentacles. Seven of Wands. Total love it. Okay. VV Regal, guys. You have so much vision, nurturing vision coming through that's regal, and you have a sense of material command down in the depths of your life. So, home, you could really be taking charge both in family and in home, or just in how you're treating yourself in terms of self care and self talk. Um, you have a strong command of that um, this month. And then we have Seven of Wands also coming through, which to me is another very, even though this card isn't really of a regal person, it has a really like that fierce regal energy of like the king leading his troops into battle type of thing. And this is a man breaking out of a cage through his own strength. Um, let's go with that image. I like that actually for this. It's like that worm, it's that breakthrough. You've been you've been underneath in some cage down in the depths of your life, maybe feeling a little bit trapped in home and family, but your heart has ignited, it's come alive, and you know it's time to break through, to break out, um, to infuse your foundations, whether that's home or family, both, with more creativity, with more generative activity, with utilizing this regal energy you have to command your environment, your home security and safety, to start to measure up to what it in your heart needs to measure up to. Like it's been stagnant or lacking, or not as up to your standards, maybe as you've felt it should be, but you're kind of like taking charge. Your heart is coming alive. It's breaking through, and there's some um, mental resources and financial resources coming through that your heart has attracted, that's allowing you to step into who you can be, to really generate some movement and change in these deep places in your life. Okay, let's look at some confirmation cards. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Two of Cups. Oh. Mm-hmm. Love it. Okay. You've been incredibly anxious. You've been stressed. You've been, something about your sense of security, your home. And I do, with all this regal energy, I really feel like it's been like the standards of your that you think you're supposed to have. And sorry, I'm gonna move these up a bit. In your home life have just like not met your threshold, and it's like really it's maybe a little bit shallow, um but you have this like super regal quality down in the way you work with your soul and family and whatever, home. um yeah, and so there's just like been this deep anxiety, some self attacks, some real meanness towards yourself, to be honest, around how you've let your home situation become what it is, or your family situation. But like your heart has come alive, and it's now something's happened that's allowing you, it's like you've been paralyzed. Um, Something's really prevented you from being able to really be creative and generative in this area. You've been, really stuck, really negative, really anxious, and like maybe you've really needed to learn a lesson of like how to speak to yourself, how to um, find your own sense of security no matter where you are and how difficult that feels for you. And you've really cultivated some strength about this. I really think you've come out the other side of this Nine of Swords of like getting a hold of how you think and speak and judge when things aren't quite up to snuff, especially around self judgment and stuff. And really turning this around and it's like a light has been switched on and you're just like, yeah, breaking through, breaking out of what's felt kind of cage like to you. um I don't know, I mean, you never know who's listening. Like if you've been in prison, this could be a month, or someone you know is in prison, I don't know, could be a month. Or trying to get out of the country you're in, or like a visa somewhere else, or citizenship somewhere else. Like you may be finding that path forward this month. Like light is shining on you, harmony, a new certain alignment is being felt within you that's just like really harmonious. Um, Support of someone could really be felt around um, putting new energy into this part of your life. Yeah, like you're really turning it around. You're really breaking through. You have done such deep work that has you haven't understood how important that recycling of old material and aerating your soils have been to completely laying new vital energy for what you're able to grow here. And it's magnificent. You're really coming out of this shining beautiful, you guys. Okay, let's look at relationships. Beautiful Queen of Wands, Six of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. All right. Once again, we're seeing here we had Six of Cups. Was it back in your sense of self? I think it was. But it's coming back up. Um, I always think of the Queen of Wands as like starlet energy. It doesn't have to be an actress, but like there's some kind of light that you're able to command. Um, and so you may really command the attention of others, not in this like way of like, like throwing a tantrum, like I demand you to pay attention to me, but like your light is on. And so anyone that you're in a deep one-on-one relationship with, like has your full attention. They are there for you. They are watching. They are praising you. They are finding a whole new appreciation for the magnificence of who you are, and your vibrancy, your aliveness is just like really infectious to others this month. Um, yeah, again, there's something about and I do think with the Taurus North Node right now, you don't have to know what that is, but like there is a lot of inner child work happening collectively in each of us. Um, well, individually, but on a collective level. And I think there's something from your childhood that you're reconnecting with, your inner knowing, your inner um, joy and courage and freedom is like really plugging back into um, the way that you're able to connect with others, just like more free and more unfazed, you know? You think of kids and they're just like a little bit, they haven't been through so many trials and judgments and shames and and baggage, and there's just like this freedom in how they connect, and that's like really coming back alive within you. And it's just like this whole new cycle is coming through. You've really done beautiful work in laying new soils of your life and really processing the old and recycling the old and making it food for the new. And it's these cycles happen whether we lay the right foundations or not, but you've taken the time to do this. So as you move into a new cycle, which this isn't just about relationships, this is in general to me, like you're really moving into a new cycle, and you've done the work to lay such beautiful foundations of like really recycling the past, whatever's fallen away, whatever's broken down, deteriorated, crumbled, broken through. You've laid such nourishing, beautiful soils for this new phase to just be so aligned and so perfect and so harmonious to what you've been trying to manifest for, I think, a really long time. Okay, let's get some confirmation cards. Yeah, I just think that you're like a real process-oriented person, and you've been down in this earthworm process and like just not understanding why nothing's happened. And it's just that what you've been doing, it takes time, but almost no one is willing to do that work, and they just try and grow over and over in new cycles on un unresponsive soils. But you've taken that time to process your life, to process. Yeah, it's beautiful. King of Discs. Yeah, here we go. Ace of Swords. Ten of Discs. Man, this is so good, you guys. I love this. It doesn't matter what gender you are. I definitely see you as the Queen of Wands, and I see this as the relational card, like someone in your life. I don't care what gender they are, but they embody this King of Discs or King of Pentacles energy, where there is financial support coming through from someone who's really stepped into their own power. And you guys, whatever relationships you have in your life, you're really forging like a new path together, a new fresh, like the airs have been cleared, and a completely, look at those clear skies, like the world is your oyster. Just a completely new, fresh, like cords have been cut with the past, and everything going forward in a relationship you have, whether it's romantic, a business relationship, close friend, a close family member, there's something that's just like really fresh and open and full of possibility. But there's like a clarity of mind and a focus at the same time. And this 10 of Discs couldn't be better to end this part of your reading. It's just like materially in your relationship, things are really flowing. You guys are walking into a new, I felt that like I think a new home is coming, and it feels very like a massive step up. But even if it's not a new home, it's like you're refreshing it. Something feels more alive, something feels refreshed. The depths of your life, I've talked so much about you having like recycled the soils. Your soils everything that's growing in there has access to diamonds, to riches. You have created soils that are harnessing such energy and power and movement and abundance. And like maybe relationally, you've done this too with another person. Because this is something about relationship that is just like so, yeah. Family is feeling like it's coming together. Whatever enters your home life relationally with another is really special. That's all I'll say about that. Okay, I mean, wow, you guys. Jackpot. I feel like you're the jackpot pile so far. Okay, let's look at career. Last mini section. The Lovers. That's so funny because a word that came to me as I was shuffling was juicy, and I'm like, juicy in career? I don't know what that means. Then the Lovers came out. Six of Wands. Juice, nectars. That's hilarious. Okay. Sometimes I laugh at those words that come out, but then when the cards come out, I'm like, okay, got it. I'll listen. Juicy. Career is juicy this month, whatever that means to you. Um, I think you're feeling excited to just connect and be playful and whatever it is that you're aspiring to, or if you already have like a path and a career, there's just something like you're just feeling very playful with and working to find how you align. So, like, you're really moving life, you're feeding off the nectars, you're expressing, but it's very light. There's just like a very light touch. It's just playful. You're just kind of needing to pollinate things and see where that goes and not be so committal to any like one specific direction. Like you just have these birds and butterflies and nectars, and it just feels like that spring, that late spring energy where everything's blossoming, but it's just light and it's just playful and it's like it's like a little bit non-committal. So I think professionally there's some deep expressiveness coming out of you. So it's okay if you feel unclear and uncertain of where that's leading you. Just have fun. I don't think the point right now is to have like some deep, soulful understanding of your path ahead. It's exploration this month. It's seeing where the winds blow you, what they bring, connecting just to connect professionally, expressing just to express professionally, being colorful just to be colorful in aspiration and career. If you don't know what you're doing, try 5 different things this month and see how you feel doing each of them. So it's okay. This can bring like a little bit of anxiety and insecurity, but like just embrace the beauty of that expression just to express. And I think you'll have fun and just allow it to be light, allow it to be playful and exploratory. And just see, just see what comes out of you as as you pollinate, you'll be pollinated, and just kind of see what colors and expressions come out of you. It doesn't exactly, 3 of discs again, it's like this lightness, this, there's too many cards. Magician, yeah, there's new energy down here too, and I do think that you're struggling a little bit to feel balanced, to feel like you have a focus and you have some kind of rhythm and harmony in what you're doing. And I just think that it's okay to feel a little bit like a beginner. This earthworm is also indicative of like very beginner feeling energy. And I think you need to allow yourself to be a little bit of a beginner in this professional, careerish type territory, or maybe like you're a student and you don't know which major to do yet. Like, it's okay. Just take some classes and a few things that interest you. And like, the only way you'll find authentic balance, you can't start off with that. You have to kind of see and express and understand who you are first. That will come. Your balance will come. Right now, you're the magician. Right now, you're just needing to see what resources you have at your disposal and use them and put things into motion and manifest and organize and create some flow, but not be so strict about certain expectations or commitment to a certain path. I really think you just need to play right now in order to find your balance. And I think you need to just experience the magic you have, even if it's not directed anywhere like really specific. I do think by the end of March, you might be moving from this experimental phase more towards this kind of taking a direction that's felt most alive to you, and then deepening it and infusing it with some intuition, with some soul, and that will bring a balance. So allow like the first 3 weeks, if not the first 27 days or something of March, to be free and light and experimental. And then by the end, like the last few days of the month, anchoring into something to balance it. But just like experiencing your magic, experiencing your ability, you are kind of like really trying to organize things and create some flow and structure in order to kind of bring some stable energy. But just trust that will come by the end of the month, when you kind of like take one of these things and sort of deepen it, and it will really balance and help you to find that stability in order to bring more material flow into this area of your life. But you've got magic. I think you need to use it. I think you need to play with it. And then the end of the month, you'll really kind of like solidify into something and balance it and start to feel the value it could potentially lead to in your life. Okay, this is where I am going to leave you, pile 3. I really think this is a gorgeous reading. If this really resonated for you, make sure to subscribe so you see the other readings that I've done and that are to come. Also, give it a nice thumbs up. I always appreciate that. And leave a little comment if there's really specific, interesting things that you wanted to express about this reading. I always love hearing how it hits for you guys. All right, see you in the next reading. Hello, pile 4, last pile. You guys picked the pink tourmaline. We're going to place this over here. And you picked the 44th card of the I Ching, or the hexagram of the I Ching, Liason, sky above, wind below. And this hexagram warns of some power differentials kind of mingling in your life. So, like, really needing to be aware of motives because the image in more of the Chinese drawings related to this hexagram are of like a younger, attractive Chinese female kind of flirting with a very powerful man, and it sort of warns of like um, ulterior motives and how those unsuited to power who kind of end up entangling in power, it doesn't always work out so well. Um, but that it also says that sometimes these differentiations in power can be very beautiful and productive as long as there's not ulterior motives and can sort of be beneficial for all. So there could be some kind of power struggle liaisons in your life, or that could be like a theme sort of going on around you that you're seeing, witnessing, and um, uh, but also this warning of like if you have power in some aspect of life to really be cautious about um, those who are unsuited to handle that kind of power, kind of trying to dabble in it, or gain access to that power. Um, yeah, so interesting. But that the whole thing of like it being that connection of something more, I don't want to say innocent, but like something more youthful and something more seasoned coming together can produce really magnificent things if they kind of don't try to step into roles they're unsuited for, if that makes sense. So it's really interesting. We'll see what comes here. So this card in the reading is supposed to kind of represent the main theme of the environment that's going to be around you all month. So in March, yeah, some interesting power dynamics I think are going to play out, and sometimes this could be a little dangerous, and sometimes it could be kind of give things a certain expressive energy that's unique and magnetic to watch, I guess. And then we're gonna pick a spirit animal as well to indicate kind of the main theme of the attitude and energy you're coming into the month with, to sort of see how the environment and your mindset or energy might react to one another or influence one. Okay, interesting. So you've got the fire ant. Yeah, I mean, I think you need to be very aware of other people's motives around you, because this fire ant is saying like you're a little bit testy this month. um, so know your boundaries and who you're letting into very specific boundaries. If there's certain people that are not equipped to handle certain things, you need to really speak up about that, because it could affect you. This could play out in so many scenarios, like maybe someone else is letting someone into like a work project that you have that that they're not suited they're only going to create more work for you or something, but they've kind of charmed their way in. And yeah, so it's like it's really time to be very aware. I mean, this could play out in all sorts of realms of life. That was just one example. We'll get into that. But I think you just need to be very aware of that work scenario actually really came up because these ants, they work, they're such team workers, so there's something about working. I think there's something about collaboration going on here, and I think you need to protect those collaborations with the right energies. We'll see what happens in this reading, but but a deep awareness of agendas, motives, both your own and others. Are you trying to step into things that are a little bit bigger than you know how to handle? Are others trying to infringe in things that might affect you? Or are you being charmed by somebody that in a way that may not turn out so great? Or are there things purposefully that you're meshing around um, things or people that are more naive about something, and things or people that have some power, and purposefully using that connection for a productive means, um, to gain insight into maybe how people are affected. Like, yeah, I mean, this could even be a universal energy of like really feeling frustrated by the powers that be and those that don't have power. This, we'll see what happens. But anyway, you do have the potential for a little some flare ups to happen this month. So just be like very aware of energies entering different territories, or how, if it's something to enact some social change, like how you can direct your anger or some flare ups to make change or to make some noise. But also, like, this ant card really feels like figuring out how to mobilize and work with people and really collaborate. It feels like really big energy. Okay, so we're going to put these here during the reading just to kind of remind us of these overarching themes. And then we are going to look at what I consider the 4 cardinal directions of life to see how they go in March, the outlook for them. So we've got your sense of self, which is sort of like what motivates you and drives you and centers you and ignites your passion. And then we have down into the depths of your life, which is what gives you a sense of stability and security. So how you self-care, your home environment, your family environment. And then we've got relationships and career. So just like micro readings for each of them, kind of getting a snapshot of, okay, we've got 4 of Pentacles. So we're starting out with your sense of self. How are you feeling centered? What's driving you? Where are your passions? Yeah, I was feeling that with the fire ants were giving me a definite vibe of like some more collective interest in life this month. I think you're kind of in a phase around your sense of self of like trying to bring more balance into who you are. And that's requiring you to let go of certain either expectations you place on yourself or patterns you've held. But I think you're really getting to the heart of how to find your own center, how to find your personal clarity of direction and command, and it's requiring you to let go of a little bit of your emotional attachments to life and your material desire for stability. It's like these things I think have created a little bit of stagnancy in you. and prevented you from being too wrapped up in your emotional realm and too wrapped up in this desire to feel stable and secure in life is just kind of I think a new spark has been felt with this justice card. This righteous anger has come through, and it's allowing you to kind of shake out of these fixations you've had of really being swept up into your emotions and fixated on needing everything to be just so unstable and organized in just such a way, into being a little bit more fierce and letting go into the mind and into possibility and into the harmonies of the world that are off, that you see so deeply into. There's just this new righteous spark in you, I think, and it's just leading you to a very different way of being and feeling centered, and your energy is kind of shifting into a little bit more of a dynamic place this month. So sometimes anger can be a good thing. It can really help us burn off things that have kind of been holding us down or back or making us stagnant. Okay, let's get some confirmation cards. Lovers. Star, yeah. Total. Empress, beautiful. Make sure you can see these. Yeah, you're very something. This star has really come alive in you. A new hope, a new aim, a new vision has entered your deep into your core. That's really making you want to understand how to harmonize the world, how to make connections work more fairly, more harmoniously, more just in a more balanced way. You're stepping into a little bit more of your intellectual domain and out of these earthy emotional territories. And yeah, it's something, you're really unleashing your intellect in a new way right now, which is I think something you've really needed to help kind of shake up who you see yourself as and how you move life. And yeah, sorry, this is bugging me. Ugh. Anyway, and you are this flow, this vision that's really coming through for you right now, and how you're centering. It's really funny because sometimes we fixate, we try to control and have expectations around ourselves or certain things in life. And the minute we let go, all of that comes into play. Everything we were trying to grasp and control, and wish for, it actually comes on when we let go of it. And so you letting go of certain emotional and material kind of needs in terms of your identity and your centering and what makes you feel, what's motivated you, letting go of them and really stepping into a certain fierceness of mind. All of a sudden comfort comes in and you feel your deep fertility turn on in a whole new way, and you just feel alive with possibility and potential, and the drive and the passion to make a change in the world. and in your own life. And yeah, so really cool. I think this is a very constructive use of maybe some of these um, potential fiery energies coming through. Okay, let's look at the depths of your life, what's going on with soul and home and family. Okay. Fire, some fire coming on. It's too many. Yeah, take this first one. Okay, so yeah, you're really yeah, so far this heated energy, I think you're really channeling in a constructive way. A new spark is coming through, a new way of wanting to connect to your soul, to what nourishes you, is coming through, and really making your sense of security in life feel alive and vital and full of possibility. And it's you're very much so connected to your heart here. And you have some wisdom, you have beautiful wisdom around knowing and understanding what provides comfort and care for people in the world. Like, I feel like you really, really deeply care about the security of every person, you know? And I think some big ideas are coming through around this. Um, Even in your personal life, there's just new generative energy coming through for you to kind of, yeah, just change kind of transmute and make your home life or your home just feel more alive and nourishing you in just like a much more energetic way. And you're definitely moving toward some calmer waters at home. I don't know if there's been some kind of storminess here. There could be some tensions at home, but I think waters are calming, new visions are being felt, moving forward with an eagerness towards something that just feels more vital and more aligned and energetic in this part of your life, but also yeah, just like really having a vision too for humanity, being an advocate for a little bit more social support or something. Yeah. Yeah, look at this fire energy. The world. Yeah, you care so much about the world and people's, like, there should just, I feel like you deeply, passionately feel like there's just like a level of security that everyone is entitled to that just like is not happening, you know, is making you really angry about the haves and the have-nots. Okay, so another thing coming through here is like you've spent a lot of time, I think, trying to cultivate and mold home and how you nurture and who you nurture. And it's just felt like nothing's happen, but you've invested a lot of time and you've been methodical about this. And this month, you'll finally start to see those investments paying off. And that's leading to this new sense, like this new energy, a new spark, and moving towards a new hope and calmer waters in this home, family, self care territory. Um, Yeah, and I just see you carrying so deeply, and this Princess of Wands is like you have some new values blossoming that not only can bring new beauty to the depths and soul and home atmosphere of your life, but that could be shared into the world to inspire um, in like a fiery way. What could be done? What new values should be um, cultivated? What are some values in the world at large, globally, that we should really be spending time investing in and cultivating? And how can you inspire? How can you bring people together? I really think you're like a leader who knows how to mobilize people. So, how can you mobilize people to inspire new new values, new ideas coming through around the security of the world, the basic decency everyone deserves? Yeah, big work. You guys are holding the world in your hands, I think, or feeling the need to, feeling the energy to. So thank you for lending your energy to this kind of stuff. Okay, so we're going to look at relationships now. Can I just say, like, so much Aquarian energy around you guys? I know in March we'll be out of Aquarius season, um, but there is just like massive Aquarian energy around you. Maybe you're an Aries or a Taurus or Libra because your rulers will be in Aquarius this month. Maybe for part of it, Mercury will be too. I don't know. It might be just coming out of Aquarius, but potentially some Virgo and Gemini. So yeah, like Aries, Taurus, Libra, this might be a lot of you guys because there's so much Aquarian energy here. Okay. Um, yeah, just like renewed vision, renewed hope in a relationship. You've been paralyzed around something with relationship. I don't know if you felt isolated or lonely, um, but it's like you're being set free because you've identified like a new hope, a new vision around how your heart wants to connect with others. Um, and you have so much beauty in your heart to share. You really see the elegance and beauty and magic in the relationship territory, but you, for some reason, it's like you've been caged up, but there's like a new inspiration coming through that's like really setting you free to soar, to find. I feel like it's like seeking um, a new lover or a new energy within a current relationship, or just like letting go of expectations too, or of like trying to make your relationship into something more broad than it should be, um, and allowing it to just be a little bit more beautiful and flowing and inspired rather than like um, big and powerful. This is where it's like maybe in the relational territory, you've been like, either you've been someone that's powerful and you keep attracting people who don't know how to handle power well or have weird um, motives around that. So some sort of like hidden motives in relationship that's like been a paralysis, or you've been someone that's been attracted to very powerful people and it's put you into a lot of sort of toxic controlling situations, caged situations. And I think if you fall, you don't have to fall into one of those categories, but if that is you, I think you're finding a way to move past this and to just like be true to your own heart and your own motives, and very aware of the types of people you attract, and just like trusting that you know how to bring beauty and love and value to relationships, that you just need to find your own pure intentions and the someone else with pure intentions. But it's just like something beautiful is forming here, and like a new level up, a lesson that's been integrated and felt and understood. Yeah, there's been some deceit, I think. Um, yeah, I think some some mental messiness, ulterior motives. Um, if this is you kind of sneaking your way into relationships that aren't aligned to your heart, it's not doing you any good. But if you're on the other side of this and you feel like there's been people who have infiltrated your heart and your relationships with like really deceitful agendas, you're moving past it. You're seeing through it now. Your heart has been really, really stuck. It's just been trying to create some sort of stability in your life. So it hasn't like your emotions have been stagnant and unable to flow due to this. But like you're breaking out of that cage. You're moving. Your heart is moving. Your mind is moving. You're breaking a pattern and a cycle that you've had enough of. That yeah, something, you're stepping into being a Queen of Wands, whatever gender you are. You're stepping into knowing your boundaries, being assertive, voicing your needs, caring about you, and having like really pure, clear, stated motives and agenda, and no room for other people who do not do that. Because you have such gifts to share in relationships, and they've kind of been uh, taken advantage of, and people meddling in ways they shouldn't, with things you have to offer and connections you have to life. And it's time to, yeah, like let your righteous anger come up and clarify this and set new boundaries. You're really breaking this pattern. It's beautiful. Okay, moving on to career. This is where I feel like, for some reason, these cards to me feel very like this might be the central focus of your month, is something around career, but we'll see. We'll see what comes up. 2 cards. We'll go with it. Okay. I don't know if you've been waiting for some funding or a loan for something that you are wanting to do professionally. I think that's going to come through this month. You're connecting also much, much more deeply with your deeper self and your higher self, and less with kind of like superficial connections or expectations or people. You're really listening to your higher self and your soul and your spirit and moving very differently. Like you're kind of, you've had some rough roads, I think, with career in the past several years. Kind of doing things either to prove that you can or to match up to other powerful people, or allowing people who don't have the experience they need to kind of get entangled in things you're doing professionally. But you're done with this, and you're really, really listening to your deeper voices and your more inner compass, and which is very good timing with money coming in. So you're moving past this. We'll just kind of put this to the edge. Because the world is now at your fingertips, now that you're following like maybe like a more authentic, more clear, more alive path for yourself. Following your heart. It's good timing because some sort of financial support is coming through, and the world is at your fingertips with this. I think you've really changed. I think this comes with this card. You've really taken some time to check your perspectives, to better understand the perspectives of others, to see through both your own illusions and the illusions of others, to get more clarity, to get more, to get deeper and more real and more connected to what it is you actually aspire to do and be and excel in and master and create power and excellence in the world. Yeah, and there's some support coming in. I think it's financial, but it could be just people seeing your value too and just like really reflecting that back to you. But some kind of supportive, harmonious flow of value is entering your world in order to, and I keep feeling this energy of like you really deeply want to impact the world and help the world and make it more fair and just and beautiful. And I think you're finding your alignment, finding some kind of spark and some initial support in how to do this, which is so cool. Okay, so let's get some confirmation cards. Oops. I'm always reordering the cards too. I'm such a narrative person. I'm like, what's the narrative here? Need to reorder. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. This Eight of Cups, like, you're just connecting so much more strongly with your intuition and your higher self in terms of moves to make in your career and what you're doing, how you're doing it. Kind of letting go of these outside chatter, outside influences that have kind of led you a little bit off of your path. It's like expectations you or others have placed on you. I don't know. Mm. Okay. Yep. Here we go. Um, yeah, I think you've really wanted to be kind of like a power player in certain ways. Um, like really held on to your resources or looked for some kind of like uh, financial stability and really grasped for it. But it's been an illusion that's held you back from moving in the way that you know how to move. This fixation on your career or your contribution to the world having to um, be financially admired. This power thing going on. It's like you're starting to see through the illusion of that that's only been holding you back because that's not actually um, an authentic motive for you. Um, and you're just, and it's like you've just wanted to be big. You've wanted to have big ideas and make big impacts and have all sorts of financial support and be seen financially in a certain way. And it's just like there's something you just that's not manageable here, and it's not true for you of what you actually want to do. There's just like some uh, attachment to these things that came in due to some kind of conditioning. Maybe the way a parent behaved in this way too, that like made you start thinking you needed to behave that way. But it's sort of like when you let go of these things and you just take much more simple steps and do things from your heart, the world suddenly opens up to you. You never needed these things. You never needed to start with wealth or start with huge platformed ideas. You needed to start with drips of inspiration. And suddenly the world listens to you because you've listened to your own heart and you've let go of illusions and you've really stepped into a much more authentic path where these power dynamics aren't completely off and overwhelming and paralyzing. And it's bringing this new, just like drips of inspiration that bring you drips of support and are from a higher place. Suddenly the world opens up to you and finances just flow in. So it's going to be, I think, a really beautiful month, kind of like really confronting some of this, stepping into something much more authentic about your path, and suddenly kind of the world opening up to you in a whole new way because you're not trying to play in fields that just aren't really aligned. And yeah, you're just making it simple and you, and it all of a sudden is just, it's aligned and it ignites so much inspiration that just floods everywhere. um, and just like opens up a new way of doing and generating um, financial support for this path. So beautiful reading, you guys. I was really excited to see how this fire ant energy and the liaison thing worked out. I think you're really, from what I saw, really constructively channeling a lot of this energy. And yeah, every single pile, really, March, I'm excited to see it for everybody. I really have felt this energy of it. It's just like really clearing so much out in everybody's life around anything that's stagnant, inauthentic, holding us back, illusions. It's just like really, that energy is just like forcefully being pushed out. And I do think there's something with this tiger year the Chinese tiger year that we started in February, you know, it holds that Aquarian thing, which is just like undeniably embracing your own uniqueness, your own pattern and beat and swagger, and the rest be damned, like kind of letting go, breaking free, liberating from expectations, and really claiming your own quirky truths. So it's, I don't know, it's been fun to see every single pile like really tapping into that in their own ways. So this is the end of your reading. I really hope you have a beautiful March. And I always appreciate it if you enjoyed this reading and you want more of mine, to subscribe. That's very helpful, as well as a little thumbs up if you liked the reading and it resonated. And definitely let me know in the comments if something really hit for you. And even at the end of March, if you want to check in and rewatch and you know, give like feedback on like what actually happened and how these things played out. So, all right, this is where I'm going to leave you guys. See you next reading.